All right, team, what's going on? I'm Tim Jenkins, and welcome to All Things QB. And today we are checking in on Justin Fields and his Week 16 performance against the Arizona Cardinals. And I hope you guys had a great Christmas. I'm really excited about this one. But before we jump into it, you football junkies like me, I need you to jump over to our Patreon account because we have more clips and longer breakdowns over on Patreon. We've got free trials so you can try it before you buy it, but it means the world to me if you're willing to support this channel by doing that. And we are here to try to figure out, like we've been trying to figure out, it feels like for this whole season, is Justin Fields the Bears franchise QB? I think the film is pretty darn good if you ask me from this Cardinals game. I'm excited about this one, so without further ado, let's jump into the film. All right, team, here we go. We are jumping into it, and clip number one, we are a little late here on third down. As usual, we let this clip roll, and then we'll break it down. You can see Bears are running a super simple little Cardinal concept where we've got the mandatory outside release clear. We've got the stick route. He's going to end up breaking out. He can probably sit down depending on what this defender does. It's man-to-man coverage. You're going to get that slot receiver breaking out. Justin's just late on it, right? Ball needs to be out. This is not a catch 1-2 footwork situation. This is with our right foot back. He needs to just re-stab this foot and deliver. Okay, that foot should just re-stab and deliver. We should not be in a punch 1-2 here. This should just re-stab and throw. Instead, we punch 1-2, and we're late, and this defender can break on the ball. And listen, we almost beat him with the football being late with our footwork. So imagine if instead of being late with our footwork, we just stab that foot in the ground, let that thing go. Obviously, we're going to be there on time. You can see the footwork here again. With the punch 1-2, just can't have it. Got to be just a simple reset that right foot, punch that right foot, ball out. Okay? We get from the good, or we go from the bad, we're getting to the good. We've got ourselves a little scramble shot play here. Just big time creation. Look at this here. What they're trying to do is they're trying to set up where they've got this deep curl, right? This little switch release. He's going to sit down. Switch release ultra high. They're trying to hit this ultra high here. I mean, you really could argue that Fields probably could. Sorry about the yawn. Probably could let that thing rip, right? You could make the argument like, hey, the ultra high is there. Instead, he gets out of the pocket, scrambles, gives Kmet a shot. Good job adjusting by Kmet. And then all of a sudden, a giant chunk play there. Those are the kind of plays that Fields makes where you really just have to genuinely say, just a good job creating from the kid, right? Like, hey, you're getting out of the pocket, creating something out of nothing. That's a big-time catch. Cole Kmet's been playing, man. Here we've got ourselves a little scramble touchdown from Fields. This one you got to love. They're just working a little play action, and they're just trying to beat these guys across. What you're going to see here is not a super high percentage throw. You could probably throw this thing to the top of the S, right? This top corner of the S, and hope that we battle it out. But instead, we've got a free runner here. It's just funny to me because it's like they have a free runner on their quarterback who's at the 10-yard line, and the end result is a touchdown. There are not a lot of teams in the NFL that can say that. Not a lot of teams that can say, hey, we're going to turn somebody free on our quarterback. Our quarterback's on the 10-yard line. And the end result of that play is going to be a touchdown. That's what it is for the Bears. Here we got a little fluty concept. Again, good football. Look at that one. Look at that one. They're setting it up. Okay, a traditional fluty would be the post with the straight up sail. What the Bears are going to do is they're going to sell their tight end like he's on that over route. He's going to pull back up, and then they're going to give this little lean in, and they're going to really create this level shot, this layer shot but still at the end of the day, a fluty concept, really still that kind of post-sale type concept. You read this thing top down, 1-2. You can see Fields giving that shot a chance and then coming off it and just ripping one in there. That's a darn good football too, because you have to throw with enough pace so that somebody underneath can't fall off on it, but enough touch to layer it over guys like that, right? You see 51 trying to get under this thing. That's just a layer football there. Just a beautiful little layer shot. Here we've got QB designed run. Fields just doing what he does, which is getting out of the pocket and making a play. Look at this. We're just drawing it up for him. We're saying, hey, man, we're going to run QB. We're basically running student body left. We're basically running QB sweep. You just add one in the run game, meaning like, look, instead of pitching it to this running back, he's blocking. Look who the running back goes and blocks. At the point that that running back goes and blocks somebody, we literally have a hat on a hat. We have a hat on everybody. And on 3rd and 6, they're going to generate 20. Just look at this. Simply from the tight, right? We got one defender, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Cardinals, right? How many Bears do we have to block? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just when you can run your quarterback, you add one in the run game, and it's good stuff. Now we got a little shallow special here. Love this design. Love the call. Love the situation they call it in too, right? 2nd and medium from like the inside the +40. We got DJ Moore chasing on the over route. They're selling it like it's boot. And we're just going to sneak across the formation like we're running a shallow. And then we're going to turn this thing up vertical. Look at Komet. Look how good of a job he does selling like he's at the in man on the line of scrimmage and boot. Selling like he's trying to pin this guy so Fields can get outside. And instead he just gets on that little shallow special. Acts like he's running a shallow, turns it up vertical. Justin does a really good job of getting outside, selling boot, and then pulling up and ripping it back. Look at this. Sells boot with his eyes. Sells boot with his tempo. Sticks his foot in the ground. Lets that thing rip. Man. You got to love the design. You got to love the way they get it done. This one, I really want us to pay attention to because it's 3rd and 1. Okay, 3rd and 1, ball on the 1. Look at this. We're going to fake inside zone, fake a little ghost. We're going to try to sneak our tight end out, and he's not open at first, but because of the scramble, he gets open. Okay, look how we're trying to dress this thing up. We're trying to dress this thing up. We're going to fake the zone. We're going to fake the around. We're trying to sneak this tight end out. We think he's going to be wide open after all this action. Instead, after all the action, man, he's covered up. We got to try to work backside. He's covered up. Justin gets in a scramble drill, and then now our tight end's wide open because we put that defender in that run-pass conflict, right? We put the defender in an uncertain area. He doesn't know what to do, so he comes to play quarterback run. Look at 43. 43 is going to get off his man to play quarterback run. And guess what? We got a guy wide open. Now we got a little 3rd and short. And Justin's going to do... I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have no idea what play call this is. Looks like the Bears O-line's in pass pro. We got screen up to the top. Justin's doing a little play action. I don't know. But guess what? I don't need to because you're going to generate 10 yards of the QB run on 3rd and 2, and you're going to convert. So, I All this fancy scheme, at the end of the day, who really cares if you put the ball in number one's hands and he's going to go and get you 10 yards. Here we got another little scramble. DJ Moore across the formation. So these are the ones that I do think you could point at and say, man, you got this vertical, right? You got this crosser. We got this deep sit where you really could point at and you could say, I'd love to turn this thing free. I'd love to drive this deep ass sit route. Bang, let that thing go. Okay, however, Justin does buy a ton of time and then go and rip off another 35-yard gain. So it's like sometimes you can't not be excited when your quarterback goes and makes a play. Man. Okay, this one's bad. We've got to take the ultra high on this play. So we're going to let the clip run and then we'll break it down. But we try to rip the speed out. Okay, third and 16. Right, team? Okay, we got third and forever. What are we going to do? We're going to motion down, but what we're going to run is we've got this deep speed out with this ultra high. And I want you guys to watch how this corner drives that speed out. And it's like, I get it. Ball's gone, right? So you could say, hey, Tim, corner would have sank if you would have held on to it. And you very well might be right. But I just do not think with the way this guy's getting underneath this speed out that that's the ball you throw. I think you try to drive this ultra high. And I think you live with that, with this idea of we're either catching this ultra high on the sideline or it's an incompletion. What you don't love is that this could have gotten undercut for a pick six, right? That to me is where it's just the risk reward of that throw I don't love because I don't even think we convert if we make that catch. The risk reward of the ultra high, I don't mind. Okay? Here we got ourselves a little scramble dime. Justin getting out of the pocket, cutting it across his body. Really big time creation. Look at it from the tight. From the tight, I think you guys are going to love this thing. You'll see him ends up bailing out of the pocket, steps up, gets out. Look at this. Phew. That's a big time throw. That's a big time throw. We've got another huge gain in scramble. Just getting out there on third down, pump faking. The amount of big plays the Bears generate from just putting the ball in his hand and letting him play football is, I mean, it's exciting stuff. Look at this. Put the ball in his hands, let him scramble. Breaks 3 tackles or whatever. Slides down. Okay. Here's one of the tough ones. Here's the interception in the red zone, which we just cannot have, right? We can't have a pick in the red zone. We're going to break down how we get there. So we motion across. All right, team, I hope you enjoyed those 12 clips. Like I said earlier, this breakdown is longer over on Patreon. We have 2 more clips for you over on Patreon. What you just saw a glimpse of was clip number 13. So, guys, there are free trials you can try before you buy it, but it's a really affordable way to support the channel, and it means the world to me. But I'm not going to make you go over there and subscribe to get my final thoughts, and my final thoughts are pretty simple. And they are that I think you keep Fields. I really do. I think you trade away the picks. I think you try to get some draft capital. I think you try to get some weapons. I think you try to fill some other holes because I think Fields has done enough to prove that he's a dynamic weapon at the quarterback spot. Now, listen, I get that there are some generational talents at the top of this draft at the quarterback position or what we think are going to be that. So I get the argument of, no, you start over at quarterback. I get the argument too that you want to get somebody on a rookie deal, right? You want to get a big time quarterback on a rookie deal. So I get that too. With all that being said, I just think Fields has played his way into being a starting quarterback in the NFL. Now, if the Bears decide to move on, would I understand? Yes, I would understand. But if you're asking me, you're saying, hey, Tim, since I watched your YouTube video, I'm interested in what you think. And what I think is you keep Fields and you run it back. You get some more weapons around him because that's going to solidify it for him or whoever's next after him, right? Is if you have more weapons, you better up front. You got more guys that'll get the ball to. So to me, it's what you do. I want you guys, though, to comment and let me know what you think. And until next time, peace.